Hey everybody, what's up? This is Dr. Ann Louise Lockhart. Hi there.
Hi there.
Welcome back to TIFOS, the Executive Function Online Summit for compassionate, proactive parents and teachers and anybody else who's interested in helping kids who have executive function challenges. So, I want to ask you if you meet a parent and they're like, I'm hearing about this executive function thing. What the heck is that? How would you respond to a parent to tell them the basics about what is executive function?
Yeah, so executive function is those skills in our frontal lobe, the front part of our brain, that helps us to execute functions. It helps us to plan, to make decisions, to have good judgment, to inhibit responses, to regulate our emotions, to problem solve. And it's also home of our personality. So all of those things are really, really important parts in our brain that really grow and develop from birth until age 26.
And so many parents have never heard of this before, or it's brand new to them. Why is it so important for them to even learn about?
Well, because in my opinion, I really feel like executive functions are the foundation for everything. It's the foundation for learning, for how we interact in our social relationships, our romantic relationships, how we interact in our families. It's how we see ourselves, how we look at the world. It's really, I mean, when you're thinking about our feelings, your judgment, your emotions, your decisions, your impulses, that's everything. So it's really the foundation to a person's essence. And so if we don't understand our brain and how our brain executes these functions, then a lot of other stuff in terms of learning and relationships are impaired. And it also impacts us because then if parents and teachers don't understand how important executive function is, then they're going to judge a child or treat them in such a way that is in direct conflict with maybe the challenges that they're having in relation to executive function. That you won't understand why this kid is acting the way they are. It's not this personality defect, it's a challenge in their executive function. And if we give them the skill, then they can thrive and do better. So I think it's so important on so many levels for kids to understand it about themselves and for parents and teachers to understand it as well, to teach the kids and to teach themselves how to do it.
And parents come to the summit to really learn what can I do to support my kid. And they have this big school year coming up. And what are you going to teach this year that you think is really important for parents?
Yeah, so what I'm going to be talking about is response inhibition. And response inhibition is about how we control our urges, our thoughts, our behaviors, our emotions, how we hold back. And we talk so much and we hear so much about, oh, no, just let people express themselves and feel how you feel. And it's like, well, yeah, but we also need to know when it's appropriate to hold back, how that we need to inhibit those things, how we need to control those urges, because there's many times when that's also important piece. So I'll talk about self discipline, self control, and several examples in terms of what response inhibition might look like in the classroom and at home, and some very specific strategies in terms of how to teach it and how to develop it.
And for the parent who is new to you and your work, who are you? What do you tell parents about yourself? I know you're working on a book right now. Tell us where we can find you and a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Dr. Ann Louise Lockhart. I'm a pediatric psychologist, and I've been a psychologist for 18 years. I'm a parent coach. I have my own practice called A New Day Pediatric Psychology. I am a speaker, and I do speaking all over the country for agencies, schools, districts, do lots of partnerships with different brands. And then most recently, I've been doing a book, and I'm writing a book for parents of tweens and teens that should be out in 2025. So I wear lots of different hats, and I'm a wife of 25 years, and I have 11 and 14-year olds. So they give me lots of opportunities to practice this information as well too. So those are the many hats that I wear, and that's who I am. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that I do, I love doing it, and I show up a lot doing teaching this for parents and teachers, so they understand these things as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, and everybody. This is your Instagram here, Dr. Ann Louise Lockhart, and this is your site, newdaysa.com. And if you like what we're doing here, if you haven't registered, register for TIFOS. We are coming up to the time of the event, so check it out, sign up, share it with your friends. Have a fantastic day. Thank you again, Dr. Ann Louise.
Thanks, Ed.
Bye, everybody.